Welcome to Becca's Bold Blurbs, quick and radical perspectives on living sober by getting the nonsense out of your noggin so you can get on with living this one wonderful life you've been given. Let's get to it. Hey kids! All right, let's get blurbed. Welcome back. Okay, before I start today, I have news. I'm so excited. I want to share some news with you. Guess what I did? Oh, I can't believe I did this. I took the plunge. Guess what we're going to do? We're going pro around here. What am I talking about? I hired a podcast coach. Not just a coach, but an actual organization or company or whatever you want to call them. And they are going to whip this show into shape. We're going pro. I know, right? Up till now, it's just been kind of you and me and my little tiny headset doing this, from my living room. And I love it. And I love you. And I really enjoy it. And so it occurred to me maybe I should straighten the, shape things up around here, because it's just me doing my thing, right? I'm no expert. What do I know about, about things like microphones and and all that stuff, right, that goes along with it. So we're turning pro, and I wanted you to know, because you'll probably start to see some changes, but I'll tell you what, I'm not going to let them change: the blurbs. Meaning, we are just going to continue with our short blurbs. I'm not going to turn this into an hour and a half show where people start interviews, and we're just blurbing here. And I made that very clear when I signed up with them today, that I want to just do my short blurbs and get on with my day. And I know you have other things to do as well. I really, really want to support people around their sobriety and their personal growth, but it's going to stay blurbish. I'm creating a vocabulary around this. So, yeah, you might start seeing a few changes, but don't worry, you'll still be recognizing me and the blurbs. So, having said that, let's get on with the show. What a week it's been, eh? What a week it's been. So we are counting down the foundational 6 mindset shifts. I always have a hard time saying that. Mindset shifts that we need to make to lay a good foundation for our happy, sober life. It took us 3 whole days to get through acceptance, because basically, the truth is, you could toss the rest. If you master acceptance, the rest would just come. It's so powerful. It's beyond, I could talk about it day after day, so I'll stop myself. But so we did acceptance, and I gave you some journaling around that. What is something, or some people, places, things, events that you're not accepting? If what are they? Can you? How can you? And then the second one, finally, we got to it yesterday, was responsibility. And the fact that we have got to be willing to just own everything. No matter what's happened to us, we do not take a victim stance. We own it. It's ours. Because if we don't, what happens? We give away all our power, right? So we take responsibility. What I didn't do yesterday was give you the journal prompt, so I'm going to give it to you now. Here is the responsibility journal prompt, and it's 2 parts, much like the acceptance one. And that is, write about an area of your life that you have not taken full responsibility for. I meant to give that to you yesterday. I apologize. But this takes some thought. We want to sit quietly and think about, is there any part of my life that I'm not owning? And then, of course, the second part would be, well, how can I begin to own that, right? And what can I do to take it back so that it's mine and I don't have somebody else running the show in my life? Okay, so that's responsibility. And that brings me to number 3. Ready? What's number 3? Number 3 is growth. Growth. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry, I know what you're thinking. I'm a mind reader now. Growth isn't a mindset, is it? Or it's a thing, isn't it? No, it is. The way I mean it as a mindset. So let me explain. We can either look at things that happen to us as opportunities for growth or opportunities for tears, regret, anger. So when we take a growth mindset, we stand aside and ask ourselves, what can I learn from this experience? I'm determined to learn something from this. It's a gift. It's not happening to me, it's happening for me. Or we can ask the question, how, in what way is this happening for me? How is this experience going to make me a different person? How is this experience going to help me grow into the person that I'm becoming? And I don't care how old you are becoming somebody else, whether you want to or not. You're either becoming old, grumpy, and stale and miserable and you're shrinking, or you're growing, right? So the third mindset is a growth mindset. And we've talked about this on the show before. We've talked about mindset, fixed mindset versus growth mindset, right? Right. So we want to make sure that we're seeing our lives as opportunities for growth. And I mean, just with these three, you're a different person. So it's Friday, so we're going to take the weekend as usual, and on Monday next week we're going to do the other three mindset shifts. But just these three alone, imagine how different they could make our lives. And so I invite you to keep these, write them down, and the three more that are coming, and you can spend the rest of your life practicing just these 6 things. Or, as I was saying, just these 3 alone. If you don't even want to come back next week, but don't do that. Please come back. But you can, right? These are so deep, so powerful that they are enough to just completely transform us. And I don't know about you, but I just find that so exciting. And I have opportunities every single day to practice this stuff because I am so not I hope you don't think I'm sitting over here on a mountaintop. I accept. I take responsibility. I'm growing. No, I get irritated. I get frustrated. I get what the hell? Why? What? I don't get it, right? Because crap happens. But then as the years go by, as the time goes by, I get better at catching it quicker, right? It gets easier to accept. We just get better. We just grow. That's all. That's all it is. But we just keep practicing. And of course, I don't do any of this alone. I hired the podcast coach team. It's a team of people, but they're going to be coaching me. But I also have my own mindset coach. And I had a meeting with her this morning because there's no way I sit over here in some sort of isolated bubble. And if you've never experienced coaching, please don't go to your grave without experiencing coaching. It'd be great if you came and let me coach you, but it doesn't have to be me. I just mean this seriously. This is not a sales pitch. I'm just saying coaching is, I would argue, the most powerful relationship that I've ever experienced if you get yourself a good coach. Why? I mean, because the coach is somebody who knows you, knows what you want, and is there to stand beside you and keep you on the track you said you wanted. So you get yourself a coach and you say, I want to accomplish this and I want to do that. That coach is there to go, wait a minute, hold on a second. What are you doing? Last week you told me you were doing this. We need someone to do that in our lives. All of us. And every good coach has a coach. So by the way, the first thing you should ask any coach is, do you have a coach? Because if they don't have a coach, you don't want them. It means I don't know what it means, but it's just all good coaches have coaches, right? And to be able to go to your coach and say, oh, struggling with this, struggling with that, and then they have a coach. And it's not because one person's better than the other. They may be farther along in their journey, but just the human relationship that we can build through it is that we have another person who loves and cares for us, that can stand aside objectively seeing our lives, because we're just too close to our own lives. Right? We're too emotionally involved in our own lives to see clearly, especially relationships. And we start telling ourselves little stories, and we need somebody willing to call us out. And if you're the type of person who can't be called out, then you aren't growing. Right? You've got to be willing to have, and that's not necessarily what they're always doing. They're not always saying, hey, wait a minute, you didn't do that. They're very kind, very loving. They help you visualize, give you mindset, but, all of that stuff, right? But the relationship is so worthwhile, and I hope you get to experience it in your life because it is truly, truly amazing. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of time with your coach. It doesn't take that long to just get uplifted. Anyway, got a little sidetracked there. Just because I'm feeling just so, blessed. That's what I was thinking before I came on today. Well, how did I get so blessed, right? I mean, I guess the truth is I suffered a lot in my life. I know we all have, right? But up until at 52, there was just so much alcohol. And then before that, there was just so much violence. And I never expected to be this happy. And I just never expected to feel this much blessing in my life. And I'm just so grateful for that. And I just want to pass it on. So if you don't feel that great, keep coming back to the blurbs. Keep trying. Be determined to grow. And I promise you things will get better. And if you're still struggling with alcohol, just keep coming back and consider taking the next step. Consider getting the coach. Consider getting involved with others. Get the help you need. Because sitting alone in isolation, trying to do it is, no matter how many blurbs you listen to, it just isn't going to work. Not the way we want it to, not the way we need it to, not for good quality growth and happiness. Anyway, didn't expect to go off, but as you know me by now, I go where it takes me with these blurbs. So I'm going to leave us off here on a Friday with the first 3 of 6 foundational mindset shifts that we need, and those are acceptance, responsibility, and growth. And before I go, let me give you the growth journal prompt. I like this one. Here is your journal prompt for the weekend. You've got the acceptance one. You've got the responsibility one. The growth prompt is, think about a difficult event or situation. How can you think about it as an opportunity for growth? How can you think about it as an opportunity for growth? Remembering that it's an opportunity to see it as something that happened to you to help you become the person you are becoming. Grow into the person. If it was difficult and it really tested you, what kind of new strengths did it get? What new muscle did it help you grow? Right? Was it courage? Was it faith? Was it perseverance? Right? Beautiful. I know you can do it. So spend the weekend with that one, and I'll be back on Monday for number 4 in the 6 foundational mindset shifts that we got to do. And I'm sending you tons of love. And remember, no matter how much they try and make me into a professional, I promise to stay just Becca's Bold Blurbs. Blurbing you, baby. That's what I'll be doing. Sending you love. Bye for now. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.